gentlemen.
Good evening, Madam President.
Thank you very much. For the last time again. Welcome to President's News for Wednesday, the 26th of March. It is my final President's News with you all. Oh, it's a good one though. It's a good one. So, as ever, we have our club news. We have some results to round up with you. There's a little bit of Parkrun. What's coming up? We've got 2 bonus wall winners in the house tonight, and any other news. And then I have a little bit of special President's News specials to finish with you. All. Anyway, first bit of club news. So I'm going to just share a little update on Jim Phelan. If you remember, Jim was running in his 100th mob match a couple of weeks ago. Took a bit of a nasty tumble. So the latest from Jim is, so his face has recovered remarkably well, despite the broken nose in 2 places and scarred forehead. When I tripped, I head planted on a rock and was unconscious for several minutes, so it could have been worse. Whiplash is my main problem, as all my neck muscles and nerves are torn, making head movement very painful. But it's improving daily, so I may attempt a run at some time in the next few weeks. Can you thank those who were concerned about my welfare? And the medical facilities at South London Harriers were brilliant, and the aid I received was faultless. So maybe something we could look into at Norman Park. So anyway, definitely worth a mention to go back to South London Harriers and just thank them again. But really good to hear that Jim is improving, albeit slowly and still quite painfully. But well done, Jim. Hope you're feeling better soon. Okay, the final piece of club news, cheerier news. That we had the news this week that Dina Asher-Smith received her MBE from the King over at Windsor Castle. This was announced in our New Year's Day news back in 1st of January. So we're delighted to extend our congratulations to Dina in recognition of her 200-metre world champion title back in 2019, being a 3-time Olympian and winning bronze medal at the Paris Olympics in the 4x100. So very well done to Dina. Okay, results roundup. We've just got a couple of results to round up with you today. First of all, Joe Skeins was running for England in the SIAB Cross Country International up in Falkirk in Scotland. He qualified for the English team after finishing top 8 at the English Schools Cross Country Champs a couple of weeks ago. So up in sunny Falkirk, the sun was shining, there was no wind, it was near perfect conditions.
Is this a tourist advert?
Listen, have you seen Joe's video? Joe's in a vlog of the event, and they were put up in Livingston before the event. And I don't know if you know Livingston, Livingston is not the nicest place. There are plenty of nicer places than Livingston to be stayed in, so I feel like I need to apologise on the behalf of the Scottish people to Team England for that. But so no, it's not an advert for Scotland at all. But it was a tough course. So in the under-17 men's event, it was a clean sweep for England. They took the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, Joe being 4th, just 3 seconds behind Evan Grime. And it was also a win for Team England. No surprises there. So very well done to Joe and his English teammates. So well done there. More schools cross-country action. This time it was the Year 7s and 8s at their South of England schools intercounties over in Essex. In the Year 7 girls race, we had just 2 girls running. Jasmine Stevens was the first home for Kent in 15th. And Alice Bunn, also making her Kent Schools debut, brought the Kent team home in 7th. In the Year 7 boys race, there was an individual bronze for Harry Burrage, racing in the Gold Vest of Surrey, and we had Zach Evans running for Kent, coming home in 14th. So it was Team Gold for Zach and Kent, and then Team Silver for Harry and Surrey. So in the Year 8 girls race, we had 8 girls running. The Kent team came home in 2nd. And we had Ariana Temmerman, Isabella Jenkins, Eva John, Holly Afford-Smith, Stella Garvey, Freya Dembo and Leela Badisha, all running for the first time in their pale blue Kent vests. So congratulations to the Year 8 girls. And then finally in the Year 8 boys competition, it was another team win for Kent, where we had Dexter Mean coming home in 11th spot, and Oscar King a little further back, who had been unfortunately quite unwell on the morning, but well done for starting and for finishing for Oscar. So that was our events, although we had the mob match on Saturday. It was the final mob match, us against Ranelagh. So they had 20 runners, we had 16. It was 13 runners to score. And so despite another win for Micah Evans, it was sadly a defeat for us, but although it was quite close this time around, it was 167 points to 184, so just 17 points in it. So I must apologise to the mob team for the cry. I did it, it wasn't very good. In my defence, in our President's Handbook, we have the words for the cry, so I had learnt the words, but what was missing was the timing and the reference to the handkerchief. So thankfully, Mike Peel was on hand to step in and do the corrected version of the mob cry. So thank you to Mike for that. I'm sure I'm not going to take all the blame for losing the match, though. But I must give big thanks to Dave Beadle for organising the event and all the admin that goes into the scoring and everything. It's quite a remarkable workload there. And a big thank you to all the marshals that turned out on the day. I noted though that we had about 7 or 8 past presidents in attendance, marshalling, timekeeping, whatever. So I was thinking this is maybe something we should mention to Dave Beadle, and they could take forward the possibility that, you know, if you've got presidents in attendance, they should score extra points, or you get points deducted or something. You know, surely there's got to be an advantage somewhere in there. Anyway, the most exciting part, it was the penultimate round of the Bennett Cup. So we've got just one more event to go, which is this Saturday in the closing 5. Now it's all changed from last week. We've got a new leader, so I shall go through your top 10. So in 10th spot, Adrian Stocks, 137. In 9th, Steve Pearman, 147. In 8th, David Adams, just a little ahead on 150. In 7th, Douglas Varney on 158 points. In 6th spot, First Lady Katie Sugden, 179, so a bit of a jump there. Well done to Katie. In 5th, Greg Bull, 180. 3rd equal, Luca Arkalani and last week's leader, Greg Firth, on 182 points. But in 2nd, Micah Evans on 183, and our new leader on 188 points is Steve Howe. So incredibly close, all to play for on Saturday. I'm sure Dave's got some extra fancy scoring points available, but we'll look forward to that on Saturday afternoon. Okay, moving now to our Parkrun facts and podiums. We had 58 runners in 28 different locations, and the furthest from the clubhouse, there was 2 members in contention. One had gone east and one had gone west. In 2nd place, and 4,806 miles away at the Des Moines Creek Parkrun, which is south of Seattle, Jason and Lisa Mears were running 27:21 and 27:22 minutes. But the winning furthest from the clubhouse this week goes to Douglas Varney. He was over at the Bay East Garden Parkrun in Singapore, where I think you guys had just been fairly recently, which is 6,741 miles away. So congratulations to Douglas, he was 3rd male over there. Now, closer to home, the Bromley Club Champs, we had 13 runners. First home in 2nd overall was one of our juniors, Joseph Hill. He ran a PB of 15:26 with an age grading of 90.17%. So well done to Joseph. 2nd home for the club was Andrew Rayner in 17:07, an 81.6 age grading. And 3rd home was Emery Aldridge, first junior 11 in 17:16, so just outside of his PB, with an 86.1% age grading. Now our ladies, First Lady home for the club and First Lady overall, and also First Junior, was Alba Homans Yao in a PB of 1942 with an 81% age grading. Alba has to register the club on her profile actually. I did speak to her in the week, so just a little reminder to Alba to do that. 2nd Lady home is Olivia Berry in 21:03, and 3rd Lady home is Sarah Balone in 23:41. So our podiums this week, we had, of course, Bromley, Joseph Hill, 2nd male, and Alba Homans Yao, First Lady. At Crystal Palace, Oliver Knowles was 1st male in 16:40. At Lullingston, 2nd Lady was the President, and 6th for Colin Pearson. Colin. At Tooting Common, Eloise Shaughnessy was 3rd Lady in 21:10. At Marlborough Common, Christina Galodi Johnson was 1st Lady and 6th overall in a PB of 20:46. Doug Varney was at the Bay East Garden and finishing in 3rd male. And at Swanley, Ackle Gurnanthan was 1st Junior. But then finally at Sutcliffe Park we had double bronzes for the De Bruins. Dad Leon was third in 1705 and daughter Evie was third lady in 2012. So that's our Parkrun podiums. So what's coming up? This Saturday is the club's AGM, which also has the closing 5-mile race, which is a yacht handicap. So basically, whoever crosses the line first is our winner. There will also be a 3.5k junior race going just after the start of the adults race. Then we've got the photos from 2:15, so I'll be in your club kit for that. We've got a review of the year. We've got awards. We've got a Q&A with Sam. Then it's the AGM we've been promised exciting accounts from David. He has.
Maybe flying off somewhere.
Ian's got it noted in the minutes.
Has he got it noted in the minutes?
He has, yeah. We have the announcement of any new VPs, of which I've got 7. So 7 new VPs to announce to you all. And of course there's a new president. So, and there's the sweepstake for the...
No, there isn't.
Is it not? Is it not?
Never happened.
Okay. It's gone with the accounts. Okay, 2 bonus ball winners tonight. So, the first one goes back to the 23rd of November. Winning ball number 56, Pat Callanan. And the second lucky winner is Mr. Familiar, Gareth Lloyd.
Oh, no! He hasn't been here for 3 weeks. Comes back and wins a major.
Right then, so okay, so I've got put a few kind of President's News fun facts together just to share with you all. It's been quite a short news this week, so I'll just throw these in. Okay, so you all know it's always a challenge to deliver the news as precisely and concisely as possible because there's always a lot of news. So I've looked at the length of some of our episodes, and I've got the 3 longest episodes that you've all had to sit and endure. So in 3rd place, on the 24th of July, it was 26 minutes and 18 seconds. Now, that was the week that Sam came in to visit us after his Diamond League, but it wasn't the Diamond League interview with Sam, it was just the news part first of all. So in that week we had 7 club records, we had the YDL lowers, there was Masters, and we also had Chris Haynes winning the bonus ball, and it was his 80th birthday, so there was singing going on. It was a big week. In 2nd place was the 11th of September, when the episode lasted 27 minutes and 48 seconds. Now that week, if you remember, was when Alan Stevenson came to visit. But we'd had Kent Relays, we had 2 club records, we'd had the Masters Championships and the Paris Handicap Final. And then of course Alan did his haka. So if you were there in the clubhouse for that one, that was a special night. But the winning longest news was on the 18th of December, 29 minutes and 4 seconds. But that was our Wednesday nighters Christmas dinner. So of course had the marathon draw, the raffle, and Tony's special 12 Days of Christmas. So that was a good fun night, and it's definitely been my favourite episode of the week, of all the weeks. Now, our average time of news is 14 minutes, which I'm struggling to believe, to be honest with you. But the shortest episode was on the 25th of December. We recorded that out in the finish of Bromley Christmas Day Parkrun. There was very little news, just the previous week's Parkrun, plus the South of the Thames cross country. So that was our length of episodes. So then the other thing that you look at as a president, I'm sure David will agree, is the number of views that you get on each episode. There's just that hope that someone is watching. Someone's got to be watching. So our 3rd most viewed episode on the 3rd of April had 181 views. I won't summarise the episode as such. Our 2nd most viewed episode was on the 11th of September, the one with Alan Stevenson. That had 182 views. But our winning episode was the one with Sam and his Diamond League interview, and we had almost 400 views of that episode, so 393. So I think that for me was a real highlight of this year, actually, having Sam come in and speak to us. But that was just after the Diamond League. It wasn't even after the Olympics. Interestingly, his Olympic interview session that he did with us only had about 181 views. So again, very high, but not nearly as high as his Diamond League one. So that was our most viewed episodes, and our average views is 122. Okie doke. So, Parkrun facts and fun facts for you. So our most frequented Parkrun, or the most number of runners at Parkrun, we had on the 8th of May 71. Our least number of runners on the 11th of December, we just had 37. And our average number of weekly runners is 55. In terms of podiums, number of podiums, twice we've had 0, but our highest has been 14 on the 25th of September. And we average 6 podiums a week. There we go. Now, in terms of location, why is that 32? Oh yes, number of locations, number of different locations. So the highest number of locations that we've had was 32, and then the lowest number of different locations was just 13, and our average is 24. There's not much more, don't worry. Now the final one I had a little bit of a summary of the bonus ball, because there's a few names that crop up, or seem to crop up over and over again. And I'm so glad that he's a winner today, because that means he wins. Because I have, on three bonus ball wins, I've got the Turners and the Appletons. So it's Appletons, you know, grandchildren Apples, I've combined them. But the Turners have also had 3. Now, the Griffins, and this is an amalgamated one, you're on 5. But Gareth Lloyd, as of today, is on 6. So, anyway, that's me for fun facts of President's News. Thank you very much for bearing with me. It has been a really fun year this year, and I was really nervous about coming in to do the news, because I don't often get down to run with the Wednesday Nighters, and so I hadn't really seen the news happening. But it's been lots of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I've gotten to know so many more of you. It's been really nice, a different sort of side to the club, because I see the kids every week, so it's really nice to see our more senior members, if you like. But I am looking forward to handing over and passing over the baton of the news, because as I said, I'm keen to try and run with the Wednesday Nighters a bit more, so that I'm then sitting having dinner and watching the news myself. So anyway, thank you all very much for your patience, and unless anyone has anything else to share, no, I'm not going to leave that too long. Done.